to the third segment in episode 2 of the new version of the Boss Battle Show. If you guys are listening to this on an audio podcast, you've been all in one. If you're watching this, check out the other 2 segments and download the audio version on your favorite podcasting service all around the world. We're going over E3 predictions, finalized hypes and stuff. And the third section, we're going into, these are just long shot fucking titles. These are like probably not going to happen.
Long ass
fuck shot. So these are, I've handpicked 3 discussion points that I would love to see more than anything. And I think looking at this, you probably would too. And then we'll break it down. Long shot, Bethesda Conference, end the show with a teaser for Elder Scrolls 6. Not going to happen. Long shot. Thoughts?
So Bethesda is supposed to have the longest conference they've ever had before this year.
Mm-hmm, they say that. And they're not going to fluff it with like fucking dance numbers and shit like Ubisoft used to do.
No.
Or maybe they will.
So it could either be the new sci-fi game where you're in space or whatever. We don't know. In the vein of Skyrim, but with sci-fi and space, and they just fill out the whole period with that, or we introduce the new game and that takes up the bulk of the time. And then, by the way, Skyrim's coming, and we get like a tease of kind of the direction
Skyrim has already came on 300 different fucking things.
No, Skyrim's coming again. Yes, Elder Scrolls.
Skyrim, playable on your fridge.
Elder Scrolls,
yeah, for
like
sure.
a new one, and just a taste.
Now, they've said that it'll be a long time before we see Elder Scrolls again. Mm-hmm. But I say to that, nay, good sir, it's been a long time already.
It has.
It's 2011. It's been 7 years since Elder Scrolls 5 came out. That's a long time.
Very long.
In fact, Elder Scrolls 5, Skyrim, was the first RPG I really delegated my heart into, and I was forever thankful for it. And I'm ready to go back. I think we also may see Morrowind remaster. Would you be excited about that?
It depends on what it looks like. It's an aged game.
Oh, for sure.
I actually have it. I have the collection for PC that they released, and I was playing it, and I was like...
You're like, this just it doesn't look good.
You got to be in the right mood to play those old games. Polygon games. Like 8-bit and all that is fine, but
the weird in-between stage, like Nintendo 64, certain games, like...
It's like, what is this rhombus? Games? Is that my character? Like, what's going on here?
Yeah. Elder Scrolls 6. I think there's a sliver of a chance that they're just like holding it to fucking own E3. Because if they said that, oh my God, there's nothing Microsoft could do or say to win over the hearts of the people.
Yeah.
Next up I want to talk about is I was doing some reading because we've discussed before the notion of a new Zelda being announced at E3's Nintendo's Treehouse. Possibly reusing the engine and assets and stuff of Breath of the Wild, much like Midnight Romp. What's it?
Midnight Romp. You knocked it right out of my head.
Yeah.
The Mask, Majora's Mask.
Much like Majora's Mask did to the other game.
Or Midnight Romp.
Yeah, Midnight Romp. I thought that's possible. However, I've been reading some stuff because they were quoted as saying that we have not seen the end of 2D style Zeldas. So what if they were to announce a new smaller scale Zelda for the Switch that's a la like Link to the Past or that type of game, or like Link Between Worlds that we got on 3DS. What do you think?
For Switch?
Yeah, for the Switch.
Ooh,
I don't want to see anything else on the 3DS.
3DS is probably where they do it, but I tell you what, they have switched Pokemon over. They have a Pokemon game coming out for Switch, and no one ever thought that happened. So 2D Zelda.
Oh man, I forgot to talk about that. The other one. I'm actually really stoked on that Pokemon game.
Yeah. It looks
I know it's not like the Pokemon RPG that everyone is wanted, but. I'm not ashamed to say that I dug Pokemon Go for the 2 weeks that we were obsessed with it.
Sidestep for
and this is a good Gen 1 Pokemon game where I can really start to learn about Pokemon. So anyway, side note, I'm excited for the Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu.
So if Zelda 2D came out, I mean, I'm like frothing at the mouth for Octopath Traveler. I want these old school
What are you saying?
experiences on a Switch. Octopath Traveler.
Why don't I know what that is?
It is a 8-bit, that 3D 8-bit pixel art that we experimented with years back.
Yes.
There's a game in that.
Okay, I thought you were referencing something in Zelda. And I was
no,
like,
it's
what
a
the
new-
fuck
it's
in
a-
Zelda was an Octopath Traveler?
No, it's a new Squaresoft
okay.
turn-based RPG.
Okay, cool. Yeah, wouldn't that be cool to see a real stylized, pixely version of Link running around?
Dude, I love it. Or even like cell-shaded 2D, anything.
Well, because also remember they
like,
did, when they were building the prototypes for Breath of the Wild, they built it as a 2D game.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
If they released the 8-bit version of Breath of the Wild, but as its own standalone game, I would still be really into that.
Yeah.
That would be really cool.
Just more Zelda, please.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's probably not likely that we'll get it. We know that they're underway on the next Zelda game, but it would be cool if they threw us a bone in between then to give us another experience, because Breath of the Wild was absolutely the best game of 2017.
Yeah.
So
agreed.
the next thing, let's close out the discussion with, this is not just pertaining to one game. This is pertaining to several different games. The title of this that we're discussing here is, this is a long shot, but EA Star Wars not sucking dick in any regard. EA still has the license to Star Wars, still plugging along, fucking people over on Battlefront 2. Season 2 of Battlefront 2 came out, which is the solo season. Mm-hmm. Just disappointed everyone more than you can believe. And there's a lot of hoopla and prediction that they're just done with it. They're not going to do any more with this, any more seasons, not going to update the game any further, and just leave it dead in the dust.
Yeah.
So Battlefront 2, if that's the case, never got a chance to live up to what it could have been, and was just EA basically sticking their fucking grub-hungry, money-hungry wieners in everyone's pockets.
They're just never going to give it up.
Then they canceled the Visceral Studios game, which was Amy Hennig's Star Wars game. It was going to be an open-world adventure game. I mean, Star Wars has just shit luck with video games.
Yeah. There was a time when they made them. And then,
there was a time.
And then, Electronic Arts was shut down by Disney.
You mean LucasArts?
Electronic Arts. Yes! Disney. You're back in my good graces. No, LucasArts.
Yeah, man.
That was
They put
harsh.
out some great Star Wars games, and then canceled 13.3, shut down everything. There was a Darth Maul game supposed to be coming out.
Yeah.
Gone with the wind.
When I was a kid, I used to dream of working for LucasArts. That was the video game company I wanted to work for.
And what a good one it would have been.
Yeah.
But had you done that, you'd be unemployed.
Yes. And homeless.
Well, so what do you think EA has to do, and what do you think they're going to do? Because we've still got, is it Remedy? I think it's Remedy who is working on their action adventure Star Wars game. They're the ones who did Titanfall. Mm-hmm. So, not Remedy. It's not Remedy at all.
No.
Who the fuck is it? I know it's somebody. It's not Remedy.
Yeah.
Forgive me for saying that. Anyway, they're coming out with Titanfall devs are coming out with a Star Wars game that, as far as we know, has not been canceled and will be showcased at E3. If they're not going to move forward with Battlefront 2, they got to be like, here's what else we're doing with it, because they've ruined themselves in the eyes of consumers so many times now that at their conference they literally have to just be so consumer and fan friendly and give a little bit of fan service. Be like, we're doing all these great things without gouging your pockets like greedy sons of bitches. What do you think they'll do for Star Wars? What can they do for Star Wars?
I don't know. I'm just personally, I'm just expecting more sugar coated lies, but
for sure.
Single player experiences.
That's what I want. I want a single player Star Wars adventure with a story I can sink my teeth into, even if it's not open world, if it's linear, a la God of War or Last of Us, even though those are slightly open worldy, but like Uncharted, Last of Us, they're open-ish, but they're guided stories.
So let's be real. Let's look at, EA's last game. DICE knocked it out of the park in the story elements in that game. The scenes with Luke Skywalker are phenomenal. Phenomenal. So if we could get a whole game like that,
you can actually,
it's an adventure.
Owe that to Motive. They're the ones that did the story.
Motive.
Motive did the story mode.
Yeah. Phenomenal guys.
That was man, in retrospect now, having now soaked up Last Jedi and everything, that was the quintessential Luke Skywalker experience, was that 20 minutes of level that we got from Battlefront 2. And it was great. It was written in fucking character of who Luke Skywalker should have been. It was well voice acted, I felt like. And it gave you a glimpse into Luke Skywalker's life at post episode 6 is everything that we've been wanting to see.
Yeah. You know that these were all fans, and so when you get fans of source material that want to, honor characters and ideas and things like that, you can get some really cool stuff.
That's true.
And they delivered there.
Yeah, they really did. I think that for Battlefront 2, they need to save it by announcing a prequel-themed Season 3. Playable Obi-Wan Kenobi, playable General Grievous, and new modes and levels for prequels, because that's what everybody wants to see. It's what they keep not giving everyone.
Yeah,
they could absolutely save that game with just that one thing, because they've already got the modes built in. The game is fun and balanced now. They've got rid of the loot boxes in a scummy way.
Yeah,
the game is fine now. It's just now they're not delivering on the content that we were promised that we were going to get, which of course then burns at everyone's eyes. If they can do that, they'll save Battlefront 2, which will pave the way to hopefully Battlefront 3, which will be the game that we all should have gotten twice now.
Yeah,
if we can get an open world Star Wars game that is believed in for a single player, because we all know EA is the proprietors of single player is dead. Long live multiplayer loot box games. If they can show us that, hey, we don't mean that. Here's an excellent single player Star Wars game. Dig in. Here's the title coming out. Here's the trailer. Then I will be like, okay, I'm with you for a little while longer.
Yeah, I feel like, with the amount of money they're making from FIFA and all that, maybe they just need to dilute themselves enough to think, well, if we also have a single player experience that is top notch, we can try and force out this bullshit. Do that.
Agree.
Give me one, out of 2 games if one of them is great.
Give us a great experience is all we're asking.
Please.
Those are our 3 long shots for E3. Before that, we went over our maybes. Before that, we went over our we're absolutely going to seize. One thing that I omitted from this for some crazy reason, which because I think it deserves its own video, something I would like to discuss in a later episode and devote some time to it, is Cyberpunk 2077. So if you're thinking, what, you guys don't like good video games? We do. I just think that deserves more than a 2 and 3 minute discussion.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about that here soon, because we know that's for sure coming. Hey guys, Adam here. Thanks for watching that clip of the Boss Battle Show. If you want to get the full audio version of that podcast, you can get it on any podcasting service around the world that you prefer. Consider liking and subscribing to us here on YouTube. And if you want to support R24 and get content early, check us out on patreon.com/R24. Thank you, R24 out!